just take what works for you and leave what doesn't. And we will go ahead and get started with just a little bit of a grounding meditation, getting checked in with ourselves and our breath. And then we're going to go into a series of breathing practices in really restorative positions. And then lastly, we'll top it all off with a yoga nidra, which is basically yoga of the sleep. And I will cue you through everything. So if there's something that you don't, know what that is at this moment, that's fine. It's not necessary. So we will go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to go ahead and sit at the sofa today. I would really recommend when we start today, in this particular meditation that we do, to be in some kind of chair so your feet can be grounded. So go ahead and find a nice seat. So not all the way leaned up, so you can be in alignment, sort of a little bit more at the edge, so you can be directly on your sit bones. Soles of the feet on the floor. If it feels okay, you can gently close the eyes or soften your gaze. And before we start, this particular visualization is not yoga, but I think it is very helpful. We're going to visualize this protective bubble. It's clear, spanning from the top of our heads, underneath our feet, to the width of our wingspan of our arms. And this bubble, it has these little holes, tiny, tiny holes all over it that allows only the good energy to come through and to go out, protecting you from any of the negative energy out. And you can use this visualization whenever you need to. When you're outside, at work, perhaps not so much now, but if you go to a concert or something, at any point where you need to protect your energy. Feel the different points of contact, your feet on the floor, your hands anywhere on your lap. And we'll visualize once again something a little different. These strong protective roots starting at the base of your spine and the bottoms of your feet that reach down through the earth, down through the different layers of the sand and the rock, reaching all the way to the center of the earth. And when you reach the center of the earth with these protective roots, there's an earth angel that ties those roots to the center of the earth, grounding you. And then you'll imagine a grounding color, whichever first color comes to you, that flows all the way up from that center of the earth, all the way up through the grounded roots, all the way up to the bottoms of your feet and the base of your spine. And we ground our practice. Begin to notice any sounds around you purely and without judgment. And then bring your attention to your breath. We're really interested in the quality of your breath here. Is it smooth? Or are there places of roughness or coarseness? And if there is any roughness, it just means that there's something that's unprocessed. And just notice it. Now as you breathe, you'll send your breath a little bit deeper into your lower lungs, the sides of your ribs, and your belly. And then we'll slowly come back to the space. Feeling those supportive points of contact. And if your eyes are closed, you can gently open them, come back into the space. I'm going to just take a moment here to pause, not concerned about the future, not concerned about the past. We are here in this moment. Now, if you have your different props, I'm going to go ahead and show you the next series of practices that we'll do. So we're going to be focusing on some breathing practices, and I'll cue you through everything. And if you have your pillows, you can set them long ways along your mat or just the floor. It doesn't matter. You don't really need a mat for this. And possibly your towel, which can be really nice to have as like a little headrest. So I will just demonstrate what you do here, because then you'll be able to know how to go into it when the time comes. So you'll bring your hips up to the pillow, and you'll roll down through your lower back, mid back, upper back, and your head. You can kind of shift around a little bit. Make sure that your headrest supports your head and that the back of your spine is long and that your chin is just very slightly tucked in towards your chest. So basically we'll be going from this position, and then you can roll onto your side to come up to a seat. And we'll kind of go back and forth between the two positions. If you have your eye cover, you can go ahead and use this now. So I would say you want to be able to wrap this a little snug, but not very tight. And you can always lift it if you need to. So go ahead and do that. Maybe you have a hat and you just bring the hat over your eyes. That also works. Go ahead and just do that. I won't have mine on, so I can cue you. But also, if this is just something that's like not working for you, as I said before, you can let that go. But there is a supportive aspect to it. So we're going to start seated first, and then we'll go into the restorative back bend. So you'll come to a cross-legged seat, sitting nice and tall. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then we'll shift into using a mantra and a breathing practice. So as you inhale in and out through your nose, we're going to take Ujjayi breaths. And this is just a slight restriction at the back of your throat. You've likely done this if you've maybe taken a yoga class before. But the best way that I can describe it is kind of like this Darth Vader breath. So I'll try to do it loud enough so you can hear. But if it's something that's really elusive to you in this moment, you can let it go and breathe in and out through your nose. So I'll demonstrate restricting the breath right at the back of my throat. So go ahead and shift into it. And we'll layer on this mantra now. And each time you inhale, you'll internally say or think, hum. And when you exhale, you'll internally say or think, sa. Hum, sa. Inhaling, hum. Exhaling, sa. Saying all of this internally. And just continue that Ujjayi breath with the hum, sa. Inhaling, hum. Exhaling, sa. Hum, sa means I am that, or I am here now. And just continue this for the next couple of minutes. Anytime that your mind might wander, you can always come back to that anchor of hum. So take another 5 or so rounds of breath here. Wherever you are, you can return to breathing just in and out through your nose regularly, letting go of the mantra. And we're going to shift to come to our backs. So you'll bring the soles of the feet to the floor. You can, feel with your hands for the pillow right behind your hips and begin to roll down your lower back, mid back, upper back, and your head. And you can feel for the towel as your headrest, making any shift to make sure that you're supported. You can keep your legs bent or out long, whichever feels good here. And we're going to take a breathing pattern. It's called a 3-part breath with a ratio of 3 to 1. So on your next inhale, you'll inhale a little bit into your low belly. Inhale a little bit more into your mid-chest and your ribs. And then inhale that last bit up into your upper chest and your upper back. And then you'll exhale all in one. Inhaling into the lower third of your torso, the mid third, and top third. And then exhale all in one piece. Inhaling into the lower third, mid, and top. Exhaling all in one. So I know this pattern. You can keep taking this in your own time. So adjusting the rhythm if you need to here. And we in yoga regulate the breath. It's one of the limbs of yoga. It's called pranayama. Working with our vital force. And our breath and our mind are intricately connected. So when you change your breath, you can also change your mind, and vice versa. It's one of the reasons that we do this practice here right now of covering the eyes. That's also another limb of yoga, which is called pratyahara. It's the withdrawal of the senses. And it's this very intentional disengagement with the mind. But it's really not the same thing as repressing. Let's take another 5 rounds or so here. So wherever you are, you can just return to breathing in and out through your nose. We're going to invert this breathing pattern now. So we'll do it as a ratio of 1 to 3. As we inhale into all in one piece. And then we exhale the lower third of our torso, mid third, and the top. So whenever you're ready, we'll shift into that. Inhaling all in one piece. Exhaling the lower belly, mid chest, and upper chest. Inhaling all in one. Exhaling lower third, mid third, and the top. So you can keep taking this pattern again in your own time. Never to cause strain. Really listen to your body here. So take another 5 rounds of breath here. So wherever you are, you can just return, readjust to your breathing in and out through your nose. And then on your next breath, you can shift onto your right side into a fetal position and press yourself up to a seat. We're going to take another breathing pattern. You can bring your middle finger and index finger right to your third eye center. And you can plug and block your right nostril with your ring finger or whichever feels good, maybe even your middle finger. Just, depends on your hand. And you'll inhale in through the left nostril. Plug both nostrils and then exhale out through the right. Inhaling in through the right. Plug both nostrils, relax your body, and then exhale out through the left. Inhaling in through the left. Plug both nostrils, relax your body, and then exhale out through the right nostril. Inhaling in through the right. Plug both nostrils, relax your shoulders and your neck, and then exhale out through your left. So now you know this pattern. You inhale in through the left, plug both nostrils, exhale out through the right. Inhale in through the right, plug both nostrils, and then exhale out through the left. If you want to, you can do this with kind of counting. So maybe inhaling on a count of 4, plugging both nostrils, and exhaling on a count of 6. You can hold your breath in between, but don't do it if you're pregnant. So it could be inhaling in on a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling on a count of 6. Just working with a little bit of this extended exhale. But if that just kind of feels like a lot, you can let that go. Or if that exhale is too long, you can make it equal. Exhale on a count of 4 or 5. So again, it's listening to your body. And we work with this extended exhale to tap into the parasympathetic system, which is the system of which is part of our nervous system that's more about the rest and the digest, versus the sympathetic, which is more fight, flight, freeze, which is what we're often in from the stresses of daily life. So we're shifting towards rest and digest. So you can take another 5 or so rounds here. So wherever you are, finish up that round. There's no rush. You'll readjust to just breathing in and out through your nose. And we're going to shift to our Yoga Nidra. So in Yoga Nidra, we take the pose of Shavasana. So you can do what you need to do to feel comfortable here. You can grab the pillows. They can go underneath your knees, which can be really supportive for your low back. Maybe you take the towel and place it under your head as a little bit of a pillow, or you could place it over your hips for a little bit of kind of grounding. Maybe you want to also like put on socks or something like that, because we tend to get a little colder when we shift into the parasympathetic system. If you want to, you can cover your eyes. You can shimmy your shoulders a little bit underneath your chest. Your palms are face up. Your feet is a little wider than your hips. Just taking a moment here to settle. So for the Yoga Nidra, it's all you really have to do is just follow my cues. There's a little bit of visualization involved. And when I ask you to bring your attention to a part of your body, you'll direct your attention that way. And so you can take in a few breaths, deep breaths into your belly. And then transition back to just your regular breathing. Feel the supports of the different props around you and supporting you. We're going to set an intention before we take this practice. And this intention is to allow the body to rest and for the mind to stay awake. So you'll bring your attention to the center of your brain, kind of in line with that third eye plane, or in line with that area, but in the center of your brain. Imagine a soft blue light at the center of your brain. And that soft blue light shift into the color of a soft yellow light, a soft, warm yellow light at the center of your brain. Bring your attention to your third eye, soft yellow light at the center of your third eye. Soft yellow light at the center of your throat. Soft yellow light at the center of your throat. A soft yellow light at the center of your right shoulder. And soft yellow light at the center of your right elbow. At the center of your right wrist. And soft yellow light at the tip of your right thumb. The tip of your pointer finger, middle finger, ring, and pinky. The soft yellow light at the tips of all your right fingers and your right thumb. The soft yellow light at the center of your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder, soft yellow light at the center of your throat. And soft yellow light at the center of your left shoulder, and your left elbow, your left wrist. And soft yellow light at the tip of your left thumb, at the tip of your left pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and your pinky. A soft yellow light at the tips of all your left fingers and your left thumb. And at the center of your left wrist, and your left elbow, your left shoulder. A soft yellow light at the center of your throat. A soft yellow light at the center of your right hip. And the center of your right knee, ankle. Soft yellow light at the tip of your right big toe. Second toe, third, fourth, and pinky. Soft yellow light at the tips of all your right toes. A soft yellow light at the center of your right ankle, knee, hip. Soft yellow light at the center of your left hip, center of your left knee, left ankle, and soft yellow light at the tip of your left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. Soft yellow light at the tips of all your left toes, in the center of your left ankle, left knee, left hip. Soft yellow light at the center of your throat. And soft, warm yellow light at the center of your throat. Now bring your attention to all the points of the soft yellow light, all the points of the soft yellow light, and all the spaces in between them. Now let that go. Begin to come back into the space around you. You can take some deeper breaths. And maybe move your fingers and your toes. If it feels good, you can take a little stretch. If you had something covering your eyes, you can remove it and keep your eyes closed, allowing that natural sunlight to come through your eyelids to help you readjust. Roll onto your right side into a fetal position. Take your time. There's no rush. Feeling that support of the floor. And when you're ready, you can press yourself up to a tall, upright seat. You have an option here to take this time, these next 5 minutes or so, in a seated meditation. Or if you want, you can grab a notebook and a pen and write down maybe anything that came up. If you decide to take the seated meditation, you can revisit the mantra Hansa if you want. So go ahead and shift into whichever one you would like in this moment. about another minute here. You can, if you're writing, finish up your thoughts slowly. And go ahead and finish up any final thoughts. And if you're writing, you can transition to join us in our seated meditation. As we bring this practice to a close, you can bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Thank yourself for showing up for this practice today, for taking care of yourself. We're going to close this practice with a cleansing breath. So we'll inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Thereby bookending our practice as we transition back into the practice of life. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and feel free to come back to this practice whenever you need to. And you always have that protective bubble tool if you ever feel like you need that. And yeah, take care and stay safe.